Hey guys, how is it all going? So, I thought I'd do a new video today and show you the top 5 games that I have played the most of. These are games that I constantly go back to and replay just because I love them so much and I just get so much replay value out of them. Now, admittedly, again, like my other video when it came to my top 10 most watched movies throughout the years, some of these aren't necessarily like my absolute favourite games. But again, I can just put them on and replay them and just enjoy them just as much as what I did first time around. They're just easy plays for me. But before I dive into my top 5 most played games ever in my life, I'm going to do some honourable mentions. And about 2 or 3 of these are really back in the day, and I still own them on PlayStation 2. I just don't have a PlayStation 2, but I can't part with these games whatsoever. So, to get into the honourable mentions, I'll start with this one. You will remember this. Manhunt. I poured a lot of hours into this. I loved this game. Now, admittedly, it's not one of their best. There's better ones. Some of the gameplay is highly frustrating in this game. But my God, man, did I love it. And there was so much bad press around this when this got released that I think it just helped the game massively. This is hard, though. This is really hard. But my God, man, I persevered with this and I finally did it. And it's one of the most satisfying games I have ever completed because I really poured my heart and soul into this. I was going to finish this and it took me a while. But yeah, still got this, cannot part with it. And this is one of my most favourite games of all time. I must have lost years, not just months, years into this. I think from the age of 21 to at least 23, 24, all I did was play this game. And that is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I love this game. I will probably say this is my favourite GTA game. Now, obviously, graphically and gameplay-wise, it's not the best. That's part 5. It's a given. But I just adore this game so much. This is pure nostalgia for me. And the soundtrack. I love 80s music. And the soundtrack to this is just... oh, I love it. And the radio stations on these games, some of the adverts are hilarious. They still make me laugh to this day. And sticking with the GTA theme, we get this one. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. To me, this is the hardest GTA game that came out. Took me a long time to finish this. But I put the hours in, I persevered, and I finally did it. Now, admittedly, it isn't one of my favourite GTA games. I would probably put like 5 above this and probably GTA 3, but I don't own GTA 3 anymore. I don't know what I've done with it. But I still really enjoy it. The map on this is huge, man. Huge. PlayStation 2 did well to kind of keep up with this one, I'm telling you. But it was near the end of its life, if I remember right. I think PlayStation 3 wasn't far away. And just sticking with the GTA theme, and I poured a lot of hours into this as well. And this game, admittedly, it is close to a masterpiece. It is. But I still enjoy Vice City more. I just do. I think it's just a nostalgic thing for me. But for PlayStation 3, we have GTA 5 right there, which I still own on free. And I got it again for the PlayStation 4. And eventually, when I get a PlayStation 5, I will probably get it for PlayStation 5 as well. Absolutely brilliant game. I love it. Trevor is one of my favourite characters in any media ever. He's just fucking psychotic, but hilarious at the same time. Absolutely. And I cannot wait for GTA 6. Like, I massively cannot wait. I will have a PlayStation 5 by then. Now, They're my honourable mentions. But these 5 games here, and they're not in order as well, by the way, the same as my last video with my most watches. These are games, like I said, that I just go back to regularly, replay. I must have played these games, oh God, I don't know, maybe like over 10 times, 15 times, probably 20 times. I just adore them so much. So, the first game is, and I've got it on PlayStation 3 here first, is Batman Arkham City. Just look at that cover, man. Look at it. Absolutely love it. And I bought it again for the PlayStation 4 when the Return to Arkham game came out. There it is there. I adore Arkham Asylum as well, by the way. Absolutely love that game. But when it comes to the Batman games, Arkham City is my absolute most played. I think I've stuck this on. God, it's got to be over like 20 times. It's got to be. And I'll start it all over again from scratch. I'll go for the Riddler trophies again. I'll like literally start from 0 and just work my way through it again. This is one of my favourite games of all time. The story to this is fantastic. And you truly feel like Batman in this. There is nothing better than beating down a load of thugs. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And again, I will say this one here is probably my favourite game of all time. When I finished completing this game originally for the first time, I literally sat there in awe and clapped. And man, the game stayed with me for a long time. The ending stayed with me for a long time. And thankfully, they turned this into a really good and really successful TV series. And if you guys don't already know, it's The Last of Us. Still own The Last of Us on PlayStation 3. And then I got it again for the PlayStation 4. This game is a masterpiece. To me, this game is absolutely flawless with story, gameplay, graphics, just everything about this game. I was so immersed in this world, and you really want to look after Ellie when you're playing this game. Like, you really do. You get like, you know, you really feel like protective of her and stuff, and that is just down to a fantastic game and a fantastic story. This is a masterpiece. Absolute masterpiece. The least we say about part 2, the better. I am not a fan, but I know there are fans of part 2, and absolutely fair play to you. And it had nothing to do with graphics, gameplay, or nothing, because it was outstanding as usual. I'm not saying that. I just really did not like the story of part 2 whatsoever. But that's a different conversation for another time. Well, here we go. So, next one up. And I love this game so much. So much. So much. And that is Max Payne 3. Now, I'm a huge Max Payne fan. I loved the first game. I really did. And I loved part 2. But this really upped the ante for me. I loved the story behind this. I loved the character of Max Payne. He is such a flawed human being. And I kind of relate to Max Payne a little bit. Not to the extremes that this poor guy has to go through or anything, or what happened in his past. But I kind of relate to the guy, you know. He's an average Joe. He's an everyman. And he's got his struggles and he's got his demons. And I can really relate to that character. I really can. But this game is absolutely fantastic. And I'm so glad that they gave the character of Max Payne a bit of a happy ending in this one. There's supposed to be a reboot, Max Payne reboot, apparently. I would welcome it with open arms. If we can get a reboot of what they did in Max Payne 1, I'm taking it. I'm all over it. But this is a very, very special game for me. I absolutely love it. I adore it, in fact. Now, this one here is probably my second favourite game of all time. If The Last of Us never came out, this would be it. This was number one. And it was for like a good, oh God, like 8 years until The Last of Us came along. And I owned this game on PlayStation 2. I had it on PlayStation 3, but not physically. It was a download, and I got it for PlayStation 4, and I own the remake as well. And the remake was fantastic, but I've lent that out, so I can't show you the remake. But I'll show you the version that I still have, and that is Resident Evil 4. This game is just pure perfection for me. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I love the first game. I love part 2. I love part 3. I even like Resident Evil 0, actually. I thought it was quite decent. But this is just, for me, is the pinnacle of Resident Evil. The absolute pinnacle. And it brought in a little bit more action. There's definitely still horror in this. Like, don't think there ain't. There is. But it kind of toes the line well between horror and action for me. And this is a masterpiece. An absolute masterpiece. And so is the remake. I really fucking enjoyed the remake. I put them level. I don't put the remake above this at all. They're level for me. They're both masterpieces in my eyes. Really do love it. And this may surprise some people. But when this game came out, it didn't get many good reviews at all. But over the past 4 to 5 years, this has started to gain some traction, and people, especially on YouTube, really backing this game. And we want a sequel to this, because I love this game. I must play this about 2 or 3 times a year since it got released, and I am currently playing it again as we speak, and that is Days Gone. I love this game so much. It's so much fun. I love the story. I love the characters. This game is long, man. I thought at one point, when we were going over the mountain and stuff, that the game was close to being finished. I was thinking, I've got to be near the end of this. And you've still got like another 15 hours of gameplay on another side of the map and stuff. And it never, ever gets boring. This game is so much fun. So much fun. And I remember when there was like an announcement trailer for this, about 3 years before this came out. I think the trailer kind of came out in like 2016 or something. And it was like the Sawmill gameplay bit. And I remember watching that and just being like, I need to play that game now. I need it. And we had to wait 3 years. And then this gem came out. And I adore this game. Absolutely adore it. Like I say, I'm going through it again now. And I still panic when I see a horde. I still panic. Still. And I'll probably never stop panicking when I see them. But anyway, guys, that was my honourable mentions. And that was my top 5 most played games of all time. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your top 5 games are. Your honourable mentions. What do you constantly always put on and play and still enjoy just as much now as what you did when the first time you play it? Just leave it below, guys. And as always, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I shall see you again real soon. Take care, guys. Goodbye now.